Hello, my name is Julia Dressing, and I'm going to talk about what I learned from the class and also what I learned about myself from the class. So, first, I want to talk about why I think diversity and inclusion is important. And I think it's important because I think it's very necessary for all voices to be heard and to have equal representation of everyone in the workplace, because otherwise, if you don't have equal representation and have all voices heard, then that can lead to marketing fails. And I think that we don't just need diversity in numbers, but we also need to make sure that everyone is heard in meetings and that they feel comfortable enough to speak up, because without that, then we would just be marketing to the wrong groups or marketing only to one group, when in reality we have a million different types of people and groups and different wants and needs, and without hiring different people, then you're not going to know what everyone wants and needs. So something that I plan on taking with me to my career, and things that will help me in my career, is the first thing is I plan to implement blind resumes in my career, so that we're not choosing people to work based on where they went to school or how their name makes them sound, what kind of person their name makes them sound like, or their gender, things like that, but we're hiring based on their skills and their experience and what they can actually bring to the table. And I will also implement implicit bias training, and also create spaces such as like a pumping room for new mothers, and so that everyone feels really safe at work and at home. And I want to create a welcoming workspace and a place where everyone feels comfortable being themselves and everyone feels safe. I also will make sure in my future jobs that everyone feels included and everyone feels that their voice can be heard in meetings, because there's no point in hiring a bunch of diverse people, a bunch of different types of people, if they're not feeling safe to even speak up, or if they're not even in the room for those meetings when important decisions are being made. Some things I discovered about myself. One thing I discovered is that I actually really enjoy interviewing, and I thought I was interviewing people that I knew pretty well, and I found out a lot of things about them that I wouldn't have found out if it weren't for these interviews. So that was cool to just find out new things about people, and it was just something I really enjoyed in general, just getting to know people and coming up with the different questions. And I also thought it was really interesting how, even though my questions were basically the same for both people I interviewed, their answers to some questions were completely different. So that was cool to get to see how this one guy that doesn't really change much, this interview guide, can come up with completely different results based on different people. So interviewing is something that I hope I get to take to other jobs and also like other classes in general, and I think it's a good skill to have and something that's good to enjoy. And something that I also learned is that I thought coming in I was pretty open and that I didn't really have many biases. I was pretty accepting, but after going into the class, I realized I do have some implicit biases still. One of them kind of being elderly people and older people, which it can seem like sometimes they're slow or racist or impatient or rude, angry. Also, like they need help, or they always need assistance, and in reality a majority of those things are not true. about all elderly people, even if they are true about some. So I think that's just something to keep in mind, is not just with that, but other things too, that I do still have biases in the back of my mind that I need to be aware of. Something else I learned is that I really actually enjoyed working in groups in the class, and I thought that was interesting because I, in past classes, don't love group work, especially when we don't get to choose our own group and we have to do a lot of stuff outside of class, because sometimes that can be hard if people's schedules are different or some people don't really participate much or do their fair share. But I found with this group we got to know each other really well and really enjoyed working together inside and outside of class, and everybody was very responsible and got their stuff done, and I just learned so much about them, and I feel like we really became friends, so that was cool. And everybody had different skills and perspectives and backgrounds, so that was cool that we all got to bring different skills to the table for that project, and I think it ended up making our group project turn out really great with all our different skills. So overall, that's a few things that I learned about myself and that just I learned in general from the class, and I think I have a lot that I can take with me to future jobs now, and I really enjoyed taking this class and I had a good semester, so thank you.